A journalist gets arrested for lighting a police car on fire, along with 3 others, all with left-wing ties. Not only that, 4chan finds out that one of these girls has an OnlyFans account in a matter of seconds. Welcome, my friends, to one of the most hilarious examples of how insane these SJWs really are. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today, on the internet, we're gonna talk about this crazy story. So we're here on the post-millennial. Headline: Journalist among group charged over BLM-inspired arson attacks in Arkansas against the police. So here it says 4 suspects, including a journalist from Little Rock, Arkansas, with far-left ties, were taken into custody and charged by federal authorities last week in connection to coordinated arson attacks on police cruisers over the summer. So this story just goes to show that crime doesn't pay. If you are a part of these far-left groups, a lot of them are Antifa, a lot of them consider themselves to be progressive left. But the reality is, many of these people have fallen into very bad ideologies. And this is a good cautionary tale, showing us what happens when these people go full woke. If you damage federal property and you break the law as a criminal, well, you will be treated as a criminal, and your butt will be dragged to jail. So we're going to talk about this, folks. We're going to talk about what they did, why they got arrested, and we're going to talk about some of the information that 4chan found. I got to tell you right now, I'm not going to show anything explicit. This is going to be safe for work, and I just think it's funny, so we're going to talk about it. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like the work I do, please share these videos, because, come on, this is funny. And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Introducing Battle Games Book 1. Taking place in 2090, after the War of Billions, people in the future fight gladiator-style sci-fi battles. The battle games are a professional sport. The story focuses on the drama between the teams and their path to victory. If you're interested in science fiction, it's got it all, folks. Check out this book today by clicking on the link down below. And we're back. So let's jump right into this, folks. So 4chan posted the following screenshot. It is by Andy No. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because in my previous story, I mentioned 2 things. One was that groups like the FBI are so biased. Whenever there is an attack, like the Nashville explosion, the FBI always comes out and says, well, we're going to investigate this right-wing group. And that always rubbed me the wrong way, because it really feels like when it comes to the FBI, they only think right-wingers are bad, and they only pursue right-wingers. When was the last time that FBI took down the far left? These people, these 4 people, including a journalist from Little Rock, Arkansas, set police cars on fire. They broke the law, and they all got arrested. Look at their mugshots. They're just smiling, grinning. They're laughing like it's funny. Well, we'll see how funny it is when you're rotting in a prison cell. Hope you don't drop the soap. I don't know how it works for, like, female. Like, I think the 2 here are female, one's a male. And, yeah. Here, Andy No says, 4 far-left activists have been arrested following the ATF investigation into firebombing attacks in Little Rock. Brenna Goddard, one of the suspects, is a journalist. Other arrestees include Brittany Jeffrey, Aline Espinoza Villegas, and Emily Nolan. I believe one of them is trans and identify as male. Trying to be fair here and, just making a note of that. Now, it wasn't very long before the hacker known as 4chan figured out that one of these women actually had a very interesting social media presence. And we'll get into that, folks. It's a little bit spicy. Don't worry. This video is safe for work. Now, Anon on 4chan's poll board had the following to say. Anonymous, implying, random girl, it's revealed she has an OnlyFans. Every effing time. Is there even a single effing woman on this effing earth who doesn't have an OnlyFans at this point? Now, Enon brings up a really good point. Why does it seem like so many women have an OnlyFans? And at first, I thought this was like a big joke or a troll, but it turns out it's real. Here, for example, you can see a screenshot of the Asian woman's Twitter account. Yep, here it says, promiscuous Asian teen, Lollipop Tommy Lollipop, verified on Twitter. Apparently, to get verified on Twitter, this is what you gotta do. And then they have a profile picture doing in a hegao face. For those of you who don't know, it's like a perverted Japanese face that you make when you're doing perverted things and your mind is being blown. Absolutely blown. So you cross your eyes, stick out your tongue, and you a hegao. This is difficult to cover. Funny stuff here, funny stuff. Further verifying this information, we have the Twitter account of this user. There's nothing explicit here. The Twitter account's tweets are protected, I assume because this person just got arrested for villainous crime. Can't really see much here. Apparently this person's pretending to be 18 years old. I'm not sure which one they are, but the youngest one is 22, so it's clear that, you know, they're lying about their age. You know, they say, oh, I'm 18. No, they're actually in their 20s. Now, I could go on OnlyFans and look myself, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm not a simp. Her description says, IRL hentai girl, 18 years old, cosplayer, you're gamer GF, etc., etc. Yeah, no. She's claiming to be a real life anime girl. I'm sorry. You can't see my hands right now, but basically, anime girls are way better, okay? 2D is better than 3D. We all know this. Get out of here. Now, one of the things that 4chan mentioned was that if you look at the mugshot, although it's blurry, and then you look at this woman's profile picture, well, she looks way better in the picture. I think it's just the power of makeup. She just seems like an average person. There's nothing wrong with that. Most of us are average, but it just blows my mind. Because I feel like we're living in a society where so many women, there are men who do this too, so many people have no real life skills. They have no skills. They have nothing going for them. And, you know, Annin brought up a good point asking, why are so many of these far left activists, why do so many of them have OnlyFans? And I think it's because these people, well, a lot of them are lazy. They don't know the meaning of hard work. And a lot of them simply have no other skills. You know, they can't do anything. They can't program. They don't want to work hard. So they do something that's easy. It's easy to become an e-girl and make money online, you know, put on a lot of makeup, so you go from like a 6 to an 8, and then you get all these simps to give you money. And it's just the saddest thing in our society. It's bad for men, first of all, because they're being taken advantage of. These women don't care about you. They're not worth it. Not worth the money. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't be a simp. So how are they caught? Let's take a look, folks. According to the criminal complaint, surveillance footage recorded 2 people moving in the direction of the parking lot after the protest and throwing a flaming object toward the police cars. Witnesses interviewed by investigators say the incendiary devices were assembled at Jeffrey's residence. The story continues. Later on August 28th, an Arkansas State Police vehicle was vandalized and burned while stored in a parking lot at police headquarters in Little Rock. So this is a picture, maybe it's from a newspaper or from evidence, but it shows a state trooper car and says, from left to right, spray painted message, stop killing us, painted on ASAP unit, parked near fire affected unit, etc., etc. This is a problem with far left protests and far left groups. They claim that they're fighting against, like, I don't know, tyranny, and then they go around and spread tyranny. It's called peaceful protest, and there is nothing peaceful about these left-wing protests that we've been seeing all over the country. You are perpetuating the problem. And that's the problem with these left-wing crazy heads. Stop voting for the Democrats. In almost all of these cities where these left-wing activists go and riot, they're Democrat cities with Democrat mayors and politicians. You would think that they would learn that maybe the problem is not the conservatives. Maybe it's your city sucks because your politicians suck. Stop voting Democrat. It's a joke, it really is. Now, they were caught because of security footage showing them committing the crime. The federal investigators concluded that the trio conspired together, aided and abetted, and used encrypted applications to communicate with each other in an attempt to thwart law enforcement. All 4 suspects have a history of far-left activism. Brittany Dawn Jeffrey is accused of using her home to allow her comrades to assemble incendiary devices. She live-streamed her arrest on Facebook. Oh my god, and they released her from custody. This is why these cities are going to hell. The Democrat politicians don't realize maybe I should not promote violent groups and BLM and encourage them to like burn things down, right? Maybe they shouldn't do that. And maybe the rioters and the protesters, maybe they should stop voting Democrat. It's like this endless cycle of stupidity. But that, my friends, is pretty much the story. I mean, I think the other day I said that this country has gone insane, and I blame the establishment. I blame the media. I blame big tech. I blame the social media, because people are going insane. This progressive, woke, left-wing nonsense is becoming a huge problem in our society. And you never hear the media talk about it. No, it's always, oh, well, this right-wing group, they're bad. They're the problem. Are they? Because a lot of these stories have nothing to do with right-wingers. And you always see this in the news. If something bad happens and a right-winger does it, it's all over the news. Or if they're like a white person, it's all over the news. But if the opposite is true, if a left-wing extremist, for example, does something bad, the media doesn't talk about it. I don't know what to say. It's the left that's out there doing crazy bad things. And maybe, in order to make the world a safer, better place, we should stop blaming random right-wing groups for everything that happens and start blaming and punishing those who are actually responsible to the fullest extent of the law. And that means being honest and taking an honest look at these left-wing activists and groups. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you want to support the work I do, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar, as I am funded by viewers like you. This is currently how I make my income. You keep the show going, folks. Anyone who joins will get access to a private Discord server. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.